Papa,
Yeah, boy.
didn't you have a mini bike years ago?
I did. What it was, when I go drag racing, I didn't have no four-wheel. So at the time I was messing with Harleys real heavy. I wanted me a mini bike that looked like a little miniature Harley chopper. So I looked around, and a friend of mine had an old frame out in the woods, so I went and got it. And me and a buddy of mine, we cut that thing and we raked the front end out and we put a big old fat tire on it. We put a little Harley gas tank on it, painted it black with fluorescent orange flames on it. And I had the fender hand lettered that said Piglet. Because everybody said, why'd you call it Piglet? I said, well, they call a big Harley a hog. So what's a baby? A piglet. So we called this mini bike Piglet. Well, it was one Sunday years ago, we was down at Shadyside Drag Strip, and it was sort of drizzling, a little rain off and on. And a buddy of mine, Bruno was there. And his race car wasn't running that weekend, so he drove his little Subaru wagon up. Well, about this time, they come over to PA and they said, okay, said we're gonna do an import shootout. Said $20 entry fee, win $1,000. So Bruno decides he gonna enter the import shootout. Now Bruno comes over and he says, let me borrow Piglet. I said, okay, go for it. He takes off. Now mind you, Bruno has showed up. He's got his Dexter boat shoes on. He got on some brand new crispy tan Dockers cargo shorts like on, a brand new crispy white t-shirt, and a brand new crispy white Castro GTX racing hat on. He up through there and he gets up there to the gate. Well, at the time, Miss Shorty worked the gate. He pulls up and tells Miss Shorty he's gonna enter the import shootout. He hands her the money, signs a clipboard. Well, there's a car pulls up there. And Bruno didn't just pull over and wait and let the little car go on. He decides he's gonna outrun this car. So what does he do? He reaches up, he pulls the throttle. What? Well, the top speed on this thing was 23 miles an hour. At 22 miles an hour, it got severe head shake. The handlebars would do like this. Well, Bruno starts flying down through there, and this thing all of a sudden has started head shaking like this. Well, number one, the road's wet. So it's slinging dirty, muddy water up his face, and it's slinging dirty, muddy water up his back. Here the handlebars is shaking. So he tries to put the brakes on. Well, it was like any old-timey mini bike. Here's your tire. You had a metal pad that would touch the tire. That was your brake. But guess what? If the tire was wet, the pad was wet, so you had wet brakes. They wouldn't stop. He has stood on this brake pedal so hard, he bent my rod like this. Here he is, out of control. About that time, he says, I know what to do. He gonna cut it off and let the motor slow it down. He cuts it off. Well, they ain't but one problem. A go-kart clutch, when you cut it off, free wheels. So here he is freewheeling now. So he's went from 23 mile an hour to he's up about 27, 28, and that thing going. He says, okay, I'm gonna ride it down onto the track. That was a well good plan until when he gets there he realizes there's a 12-foot drop from the road up here down to the racetrack. So he's like, this ain't gonna work. So he tries to turn it, and when he does, he stabs one of the foot pegs into the asphalt. These foot pegs don't bend, so when it done that, it picked the back end up and spun it around. Just like, whoa, like that. And when it come down, it down the hill he went. So he's going down the road, and he thought, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna roll through the pits. Well, about this time, there's a car in front of him that stops right there. There's a road they was working on for the second level that went up like this. And about halfway up was a giant briar patch. Well, he makes the turn. As he makes the turn, he's probably running 30 miles an hour now, and goes up the hill. It sucks his ball cap off. He still ain't got no brakes. So the briar patch stopped him. I'm sitting there at my trailer, and here he comes, pushing that mini bike like he is. It looks like you have drug him down the road behind the truck. His legs is bleeding. He's got bruises all on the inside of his leg. It looks like you've rolled him in a mud hole front and back. His ball cap is all distorted and warped up where it got sucked off his head. He come walking up and he pushed that mini bike up to my trailer. He said, that thing is the work of the devil. It will kill you. I'm like, what did you do? And he told us the story. And I'm over there dying, and I'm like, why did you not just stop, Bruno? You wouldn't have had all this. So, yeah, I had a mini bike. I had to sell it because everybody's about to get killed on it.